Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So we are back with another video where I show you guys 5 different looks using one eyeshadow palette. And I just did one on the ABH Soft Glam, and that video was more so to show people who are beginning in makeup, like if they don't know what looks to go for, if they have a neutral palette, because I know a lot of us have that one neutral palette in our collection. And I wanted to do that video more so to show people how to create really simple, easy looks using a neutral eyeshadow palette. So when I uploaded that video, I was not thinking I was gonna get so many requests to do another video just like it, but with a different palette. And as I was going through the comments, all I could see was ABH Jackie Aina palette. So I was like, okay, let me give them what they want. So that is exactly what we're gonna be doing today. So I'm gonna show you guys 5 very easy looks to do with this palette. And I always go towards, like, when it comes down to eyeshadows, I always like to do easy looks because that's what I do anyway. A little bit of color here and there, but something simple, something easy, and something that I feel like a lot of you can definitely recreate. So I'm excited. So yeah, so I feel like I spent too much time in this intro already. So if you guys want to see my 5 different looks that I created with the Jackie Aina palette, then let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so starting out with the first look, we're gonna take 2 shades in this palette. So Ginger and Lituation, these 2 shades right here. So Ginger is going to be our crease color, and I'm gonna take the Morphe M504 blending brush to use for this. We're just gonna place it in the crease like this. And I like to build the color up too when I'm doing this. So this is my second layer. Well, the second time that I dip the brush in that shade. Just blending it in, really darkening up the crease with that one color. And then when I have it where I want it, I'm gonna dip it in there one more time. And then I'll start to gradually go up, just so that color can fade up towards my brow bone. So really putting most of that color in the crease and then lightly blending it up towards your brow bone so it can look really pretty and faded like that. Oh, and before we get any further with this tutorial, I'll go ahead and mention it right now because I got a lot of questions on whether or not I use eyeshadow primer in the last video that I did like this, but I did mention it towards the end of the video. So I'll go ahead and mention it now, but no, I don't use eyeshadow primer. I usually just use a concealer on my lids, and then I'll set my concealer with a setting powder. And I feel like it works just as good as an eyeshadow primer for me. So that is what I do before I go in with any eyeshadow. So I'll go ahead and apply concealer and then set it with a setting powder. So yeah, this is how we are looking right now. Then we're gonna go ahead and dip into Lituation. And I'm gonna use my finger for this. You can use a brush if you want, but I always like to just use my finger when I'm dipping into metallics, especially doing these types of looks. When I'm just using 2 shades, I'll just tap it all over my lid. This is actually the same step that I took in one of the tutorials in my last video where I did all the neutral shades, all the neutral looks. So this just goes to show you can create different looks using those same steps. But after I get done packing it all over my lid like this, I'll take a brush. Now this is where I do pick up a brush. So I'm gonna take the Anastasia brush. I'm gonna take the short side. I'm gonna dip back into Lituation, and I'm just gonna pack that right there in the crease so that way that metallic can lightly fade into our crease color. So I'm not going back and forth, I'm just tapping it right there in the crease so it can just fade into that shade. See? Cute, cute, cute. All right, girls, so this is how it looks once we applied our lashes. You don't have to wear false lashes. You can always just apply some mascara and you'll be good to go. But yes, this is look number 1 with 2 shadows. All right, so this next look, we're gonna be playing with 3 shades in the palette. So we're gonna stick with using ginger. This is gonna be in our crease. We're also gonna be using edges and also big wig right here. So these 3 shades are what we're working with. And I'm gonna start out with my Morphe M504. I feel like I'm using this brush in every single tutorial, but this is my favorite blending brush out of all blending brushes. So I'm just gonna work this in the crease. But yeah, I'm just putting it in the crease and I'm not picking up too much of that color. This is my favorite part when blending out a crease, just blending it up towards my brow bone like that. All right, so now we can dip into the shade Edges. This is a little bit darker than Ginger, and I'm gonna stick with my Morphe M504 brush. And I'm gonna place this color right here in the socket of my crease, like right there. I'm not blending this one up though, I'm just keeping it right in the crease. And by the way, if you're wondering what transition colors are for, they just make it easier for all the other shadows to blend together. It just makes everything look more seamless when you start out with a transition color. But now I'm just pretty much blending edges into my crease, and now I can start working it up like that, just so they both just kind of blend together. All right, so now we're gonna dip into Big Wig right here. And I'm taking the brush that came in the palette, and I'm just gonna take the flat side of that brush and dip it into Big Wig and just tap it all over my lid. Now it's time to blend out everything, just to kind of smoke it out. So we're gonna take the M504 brush again, and I'm gonna dip into Ginger. This was the first shade that we dipped into. And we are gonna take this and just pretty much blend it in the crease where the purple and just right there where the purple meets. All right, I know I said that we were just gonna work with 3 shades, but I kind of want to go into Shookington. This is also a purple, and put this all over, well, just right here in the center of my lid, just to kind of give that purple a little bit more of a pop. Now I'm just taking my little brush that I had earlier from the palette and just going back into Shookington and just tapping it all over my lid like this. And just like that, we're done with the look. This is how it looks once I apply my lashes, and I really, really, really like how it came out. All right, so this next look, we are gonna keep it simple, really easy, really quick. So if you are in a hurry doing your makeup and you still kind of want to dip in color, but you don't want to spend too much time on your eyes, the best way to go is to do a 1 shadow look. You guys know that is my all-time favorite thing to do, is a 1 shadow look. They go with everything. Everything, depending on what color you use, it will go with everything. But I kind of want to put a little twist to it this time, because in my last video, I stuck with 1 shade doing this, but I want to mix 2 shades together. So I'm going to use Ginger and Credit, these 2 shades right here, and I'm taking my Morphe M330. My M504 brushes are dirty, so we're just gonna mix Ginger and Credit together. Just tap the brush in both of the shades like this, and even though we are dipping into 2 colors, it's still gonna come out as like a simple, kind of like a 1 shadow look. So I just tap it all over my lid like this. And taking some more. So I dip my brush in there again and just tapping it on my lid. And I like to do this before I start blending, just to make sure that most of that color is packed on the lid. All right, so now that the color is pretty much packed on the lid, I take my brush and just kind of swirl it around on a dry napkin, so that way most of that shadow can come off. You don't have too much of that color on there. And then I go into the crease and start blending away, so everything can start looking blended and diffused. So blending in the crease and then bringing it up like this. So here it is right here, my all-time favorite type of look. And I really like how I mixed both of these shades together to create this. It's so pretty. I love it. All right, so next look, we're dipping into Ginger, Edges, Wigglies, and Zam. So I'm going to start out with Ginger, as always, because this is my favorite, like, transition color in the palette. And I'm using my Morphe M504 brush to blend out my crease with that color. One of my favorite things about this palette is this color that I'm putting in my crease goes with every single shadow. You can start your looks out using this color and then just build on top of it. And it just goes so well with every single color. But yeah, now that that's in the crease, I'm gonna go into the shade Edges. I'm gonna stick with the same brush because I didn't really put too much of that ginger on the brush. So going into Edges, we're gonna put this in the crease as well, but this is gonna be more so right here where my crease dips. So right in here. All right, now I'm gonna take my brush and just kind of lightly dust it on a dry napkin to get most of that color off. And I wanna dip back into Ginger like that and go back right here above the crease just to kind of buff both of those shades together. And now it's time to dip into Wigglies. I'm gonna take the little brush that came in the palette, take the little short side of the brush and dip it in there. And every time I use this color, I feel like I don't always have to wet my brush because it is so stinking. Look at that. Look, just look at that. It is so vibrant. Like, you honestly don't even have to wet your brush. So I'm just gonna stamp this all over my lid. And as I'm stamping this color on the lid, I'm slowly taking it up closer to the crease, but I'm not going like back and forth with it. I'm just pretty much stamping it and tugging, like stamping and pulling downwards, not back and forth. And then we're gonna go back into Edges right here, and I'm gonna use the little Anastasia brush, just the fluffy side of this. And I'm gonna take this back into the crease to kind of blend Wigglies and Edges together. Just making really, really small, tiny circular motions so both of those shades can blend together. You honestly can just stop right here, put your lashes on, put your mascara on. This is a look. This right here is a look. But I want to dip into Zam really quick, but this is going to be really, really, really light. I'm not going to go overboard with it. So I'm going to take my Morphe M433 brush. This is a blending brush, but I like to use this to pack on glitter. Like, if I'm going to work with glitter, you guys know I don't really, you know, do a lot of looks with glitter, but I like to use this brush to just kind of lightly pack on any type of pressed glitters, or if I'm using any loose glitters, because I just like how it looks on top of shadow. So I'm gonna dip it into Zam really, really lightly, just to pick up a few flecks or specks of that glitter. And I'm just gonna tap it, lightly tap it over Wigglies, just to give me more of a shine, but not too much. Like, it doesn't really take away from Wigglies. It just gives you a little bit of glitz and glam. Do y'all see that? I hope you can see it. Hopefully the camera is picking this up, but it just gives it a little bit of glitz and glam in this. It's so cute. So stinking cute. But yes, girl, and here we are with our lashes on. Ooh, this just brought it together. I love this look. I love this look so much. So if you want to do this same look, but you don't want to use wigglies, you can use whatever color you want, and it should come out like this. It's just going to be a different color. All right, guys, so we made it to the last look, and we haven't used Supreme, Pinker, Sponsored, and Duola's yet. So we're gonna go in with Supreme and Pinker first. We're gonna mix these two together. I'm gonna take the Morphe M330 brush and just dip the brush in both of these shades just to kind of mix them both together. And I'm going to place it right here in the crease. Whew. That is a pretty color. Okay, next I'm gonna go into no. Do I want to do Sponsored or Duola's? Let me see which one would. Let's do Sponsored. I'm gonna take the little Anastasia brush with the flat side and dip it into Sponsored. And I'm not gonna wet it either because, like I said in my other tutorial, her shadows don't, like, you don't have to wet your brush to get them to show up. Look at that. Girl. Yes, yes, yes. All right, I'm gonna take that same brush that I use in the crease, the Morphe M330, wipe it off. And I'm gonna dip it into Credit right here. And just kind of buff it on the outer part to kind of smoke out the look a little bit more on the outer part of the eye. Just keep it right here in this area. And I'm gonna take another blending brush. This is my Anastasia A25. I'm starting to switch out my brushes because the other ones are pretty dirty. But I'm just going to blend the edges. I didn't dip it into any shadow. I'm just blending the edges out so they won't look too harsh. Over here. Now I'm gonna take this little pencil shader brush from my brush set and go back into Sponsored. And I want to take a smaller brush like this because it's going to be easier to place it right here on the inner part of my eye. Just kind of give me more of a highlight right in that area, but I still want it to stick with that same color instead of using a different shade right here. And then just kind of bring it up like that. Now I'm gonna pick up another clean brush and I'm not gonna put it in any shadow. I just wanna keep it clean. This is just a really tiny blending brush. It's the Pointed Crease Brush by Nabla. So I'm not gonna dip it into anything. I'm just going to blend out my crease. Just blending this area right here so everything can kind of be more seamless and blended. I don't want any harsh lines. Buffing the shades together like that so everything can look super soft. All right, so I went ahead and applied a little bit of eyeliner on my waterline. I've been doing this in all of the tutorials, and the liner I've been using is the Joa Beauty gel liner. And I also smoked out my bottom lash line using this Sephora Pro Precision smudge brush, and I use the shade Credit just to kind of smudge out that eyeliner and also kind of make it a little smoky down there. So next I'm gonna go back into Credit, and I'm taking this little, I don't even know where I got this brush from. I think it was from like a little drugstore eyeshadow palette, but I'm just taking a flat side of this brush. It's really, really dense, and I'm dipping into Credit again, this color right here, and I'm just gonna stamp this on my top lash line. I usually don't do this, but I thought it would be pretty with this look. So I'm just gonna stamp it really close to my lash, kind of like I'm putting on like an eyeliner, but it's not an eyeliner, but we're just stamping it very, very close to my lash line. And I'm not gonna bring it all the way over to the inner corner. I'm just keeping it right here in the center and working my way out. So that way it can kind of give me like a cat eye. And I do the same thing on the waterline too. Like I don't take the black liner all the way over here. I just kind of stop right here in the center and then work my way. Well, I start right here in the center and work my way out, or just kind of work my way in, but just not stop all the way over there. Y'all get what I'm saying. But yes, girl, this is how it looks once we pop those lashes on. Ooh, I am obsessed with this look, y'all. This one and number, what number was it? I forgot what number it was, but this one and Wigglies. We're gonna call that look Wigglies. The red look. Love it. Love both of these. They're my favorites besides the one shadow look. I am feeling it. All right, so we are done. I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's another palette that you guys want me to do, let me know, because I'm actually having a lot of fun doing these for you guys. So let me know what is another palette that you would like for me to do, like I guess 5 looks. We're gonna keep it at 5 looks. Nothing over that. 5 looks. So let me know another palette that you would be interested in me creating looks with. So leave it down below in the comments. But that is all that I have for today's video. Let me know which one was your favorite as well. Which look? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, or number 5. Let me know. So let's chit chat about it down below. And that is all I have, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you thumbs it up. Make sure you are subscribed if you're not subscribed already. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.